Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Stamperia Blue Dream mini album tutorial series designed for Scrap and Create. So in the previous videos, we have completed the build and decorating for all of the pages as well as the cover. So next what we have to do is some of the finishing touches. So today what we're going to get into in this video is decorating the rest of the inside cover, adding our photo mats, and a few extra finishing touches. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was take my 12 by 12 paper and cut this to two pieces. Each one measures just under 4.5 by 8.25 inches. And I'm going to place one piece here on this panel and one piece on the front panel of my album. So I'm going to adhere these down first, and then we're going to come in and we're going to add some more pieces to the spine sections. Now I have my inside panels covered. I'm going to cut some cardstock pieces for my spine. I have 14 of these pieces. They all measure 3/8 by 8 inches. Then I have two pieces that measure 3/4 by 8.25 inches. Now I'm going to take these pieces and I'm going to adhere these on different sections of my spine. So I'm going to start with my smaller piece. My smaller piece is going to be adhered here in this 1/2 inch section. That's the hinge extension between the hinge that's in the page and the actual spine itself. Next, I'm going to take one of the wider pieces and I'm going to adhere this one here. Now I want to make sure that this does not go into my scored section between my covers, so I want to be very careful about where I place this piece. Now that I have this piece on, I'm going to take one of my smaller pieces and adhere it here to the 1/2 inch hinge extension. Next, I'm going to flip my pages and I'm going to start adding my extension pieces, or I'm going to start adding my pieces to each of these extensions. So I'm going to place one here, I'm going to place one on the flat part, and I'm going to place one on this extension. Now that all three of these ones are covered, I'm going to flip again, and I'm going to place 3 more pieces between these pages here. So now that these 3 are covered, I'm going to flip the page to the back. I'm going to take one piece of my smaller section and place it here. Then I'm going to take the other larger 3/4 inch section and place it here. Again, making sure that it doesn't go into that crease between the spine piece and the back cover. Now that these pieces are on here, we're going to flip over here. So I'm going to flip to this side. Then I'm going to place 3 more pieces in these pages here. Flipping over, I'm going to place my pieces here and here. And it looks like I actually didn't count my pieces correctly. So instead of having 14 pieces, I'm going to need to cut another one for here. So I need to have 15. I need to have 16 pieces. So I'm going to cut more of these and I'll put a strip here, and then I'll come in and put one strip here to finish those hinges. So I placed my final piece here. These ones are all covered, and now the only thing left to work on is the back cover. From that final 12 by 12 paper, I'm going to cut one piece that measures 9 inches by 8.25, and I'm just going to place this right down here between these 2 folds so that it doesn't go into the fold at all. And that's going to be it for my back cover. Now, if you want to put a photo mat on here, you can, but I'm going to choose not to. That way, if I happen to have a really large photo, maybe there's a 5 by 7 photo that would look really nice, or a certain arrangement, then that's going to be the place to put it. Or if there's other stuff in the album and I don't want to put anything here because I just want to see the paper, then I can leave it plain too. So I'm just going to adhere this down, and then we'll come back and finish up a few other things on the inside. Next, we're going to work on the photo mats that go in the pocket pages. So we're going to need 4 pieces of cardstock cut to 7.5 by 8 inches. Now I have the layout for the photo mat here. I'm going to walk you through the pieces and then I'm going to put one together on camera so you can see how I do this. For each photo mat itself, we're going to cut 3 photo mats for the front and 3 for the back. You're going to cut one that's 4 inches by 6 inches. It's going to go here on the bottom, and 2 that measure 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and those will go here. Now this piece here is the same as this piece here. So I have the fronts and backs are different colors. So I have one that's more of this teal and blue color and one that's more of this brownish orange color. So these are all cut to 3/4 by 7 1/4. And then I have 2 pieces here on each side, and these ones measure 5/8 by 7 inches. So with this photo mat, I've done the front. We're going to work on the back together. All of the photo mats are put together in the same exact way, so you can follow this same exact pattern to create all of your photo mats. Now we'll be putting photo mats in all the pages except for the 2 pocket pages. We're going to start with this 3/4 by 7 1/4 inch strip, placing it right at the top of the page. And I recommend when you first do your first one of these that you put all the pieces on the page first and then you glue them on once you know how large or how small of a margin you need to place on your page. Once I have that strip on the top, I'm going to take my blue strips and I'm going to adhere these then, one on each side. So again, if you do this the first time with all the pieces laying on the page, you'll know exactly where you need to place your pieces down so that you have a nice even alignment on your page. Once I have my blue strips on, I'm going to go ahead and start next with my small square photo mats and place those first. So I'm just going to place one here. And then I'll place the next one right beside it with a very small gap between it. And then last, I'm going to place the larger 4x6 photo mat at the bottom of the page. So now I have my back and front, and I've got all of my other mats already completed, all the same exact way. If you want to change this up and put some with the larger here and the smaller ones on the bottom, you can obviously do that too. You can change the sizes if you want to. It's really up to you. The final thing to do is go ahead and place the photo mats in the pockets. So I'm going to place this one here in this pocket page. And it will stick out slightly from that top of the pocket, just very, very slight amount, and it's still covered by the album cover. So this is, let me flip here, page 6 will not have one. This is page 5. Now for page 4, we're going to slip one in this pocket here. Page 3 won't have one because it is that other pocket. Page 2 will have one right between those pages. Trying not to stick my head in the camera frame, but it's usually much easier to get these in the pockets all the way when I can actually look at it. So when you do this, it should be much easier for you to get these in your pockets. And then page 1, we're going to put our last mat down in that pocket between these pages. Now the last thing that I am going to do is pull out each of my tags. I've got my sheer ribbon. I've cut about 8 inches of this ribbon, and I am going to tuck it through the top of each of my tags. Since there is enough room between these pages, I mentioned before that I was going to wait to see at the end if there would be enough room, and there definitely is. So you can tie yours however you want to tie yours. I'm going to tie mine just once in a knot at the top of the page and leave it like this. So now I'm going to go through in each of my pages, adding my tag toppers. Now that all of my tags have their toppers in, I'm just going to go ahead and place all of their pages back in their order that they should be in. Close up my album, and everything is finished. So this is the Stamperia Blue Dream mini album. The tutorial series is now complete. I hope you have enjoyed making this mini album, and if you are just now tuning into the series, you can head over to the Scrap and Create website and pick up all the papers to make your own album if you want to join us. Everything is linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.